He's Blake. I'm Ronnie. All the good names are taken podcast. And we figured we'd start the year off, Blake, with a movie that doesn't get a lot of recognition. We feel it needs to get more recognition on this platform. John Carpenter's classic 1978's Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween, one of the best horror movies of all time. Definitely in everyone's top 10. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, up until recently, it was the highest box office gross of any independent horror movie. It's just, everybody loves it. It's a simplistic
horror. Ronnie, it's your classic masked silent killer chasing a bimbo and her friends around town. That was pretty much the go-to standard formula in the 70s and 80s, right? I mean, you had to you had to have this iconic mask and it's just a really, really simple formula that worked.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple premise. It's a skate killer gets out and he stalks these babysitters all day, and then he at night unleashes hell on them and tries to kill them. Blake, did you know this movie was originally titled The Babysitter Murders, and was changed at the last second to Halloween? Do you think this movie would have be known, and is popular 47 years later if they never changed the name of the movie?
I think I've heard that before. It's hard to say. I think it would have worked, Ronnie. As long as they left everything else the same, I think it would have worked. And plus, I mean, by doing that, if you do go that route, you're not handcuffing yourself to the whole Halloween concept. I mean, Michael Myers could come out any month, any day of the year and just go after babysitters, and it doesn't have to be family. Anybody babysits. Babysitting is an occupation that's going to be around forever. So, I mean, he's always going to have someone to kill.
Yeah, that's a great point. And every year, I mean, every time you make a movie, it wouldn't have to be based around a holiday with him breaking out the day before Halloween. He could just break out and go after babysitters, because I mean, look at it like this way. Everybody talks about Donald Pleasance. Everybody loves Dr. Loomis, and everybody loves that, he's got the big dialogue in this movie. He's sort of like Jack Nicholson chewing up the scenery, except he gets to use the dialogue that builds the aura.
I've got a hot take though, Ronnie, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just got a hot take. I don't think he's that great of a character. And to be such a smart guy and doctor, and yeah, he does know Michael's evil, but maybe he doesn't know just like how evil he is. But throughout this movie and throughout the franchise, really, I know we're just talking about one right now, but he makes a lot of mistakes, Ronnie. I think there's an argument to be made that like Loomis is responsible for a lot of the deaths. I mean, what say you?
Yeah, I could see where people say that. I mean, right off the bat, Sheriff Brackett, who is Annie's dad, that's one of Laurie's best friends. Sheriff Brackett, when he's telling these boogeyman stories about how he's been around him for 15 years and he's watched him sit and stare at a wall, just looking past that wall at what he's going to do when he breaks out. Brackett, being the good sheriff that he is like, all right, I'm going to notify the television and the newspapers and the radio, and we're going to get word out. And Loomis is like, no, you can't do that, because then they're going to see him on every street corner. They're going to see him behind every bush, and you're going to create panic and chaos. And by Brackett not doing what his good cop instincts were telling him to do, that allowed Michael to wreak havoc all over Haddonfield, because all Loomis did was hang out at the Myers house all night, Blake.
Yeah, lots of when he did wreak havoc. Those kills, really simple, not a lot of gore, but and really not a lot of kills. When you look at the total number, not compared to today's standard anyway. But what'd you think of the kills, Ronnie?
Well, this movie doesn't have a lot of blood in it, Blake, and I thought the kills were really good. I mean, we got Judas death at the beginning of the movie where you
Yeah.
just see somebody stabbing over and over. And I guess I should bring up because, you know, we see her die at the beginning of the movie, and then we get a first person exit of the killer, and they pull the mask off of him, and it's a 6-year-old boy. And then the movie fast forwards 15 years, and it's Michael Myers escaping, coming back to Haddonfield. But we got that murder. The mechanic, Blake, how do you think he died?
Probably a heart attack. Don't you think? He was so scared he had a heart attack.
And then you got Annie who gets her throat slit. You got Bob who gets stabbed in the chest against a wall. And then you've got Linda who gets strangled. And then he focuses all his attention on trying to get Lori, who's across the street. And she really takes it to him, Blake. Knitting needle to the neck. She stabs him in the chest, and we get to see him sit up. And then all of a sudden, there's Loomis to shoot him 6 times, and he falls off the balcony. And then Loomis looks at her, and what does she say? Boogeyman something?
That's the boogeyman.
And he goes like, a matter of fact, that was. And he looks over the railing, and Michael Myers is gone. And that music, Blake, that music hits.
Yeah, I think the score is one of the most important parts of the film, Ronnie. And it kind of builds throughout the movie too. Just like the suspense of Michael following the girls around, I think the music does a good job of building because we kind of get a relaxed, creepy piano. And then when it gets nighttime and he actually starts killing, that Halloween thing kicks in, and it really takes this movie to another level. And I think if you take that out, Ronnie, I don't know if we're talking about this movie today. What do you think?
I always consider the score as an extra character, Blake. It's one of the main characters in the movie.
Yeah.
You got the classic John Carpenter Halloween theme. You've got the shaped stalks. This is still one of those movies that if I turn the lights off and I watch it, it just creeps me out so much. The music.
Well, it's like imagining, when Jaws is about to attack Quint.
Jaws.
Yeah, when Jaws is about to attack Quint, imagine if there's no music playing right then. I mean, it would ruin that scene. So I agree with what you're saying. The Halloween theme in itself is one of the main characters of this movie.
And then you get the ending with, Michael not being there when Loomis walks up to look over the rail, and the music starts playing then, and then he's got that weird look on his face and it fades to black. It's just one of the creepier, Blake, it's one of the creepier movie endings, ever. And I think it's one of the reasons it makes it so great.
Yeah, it really gives you that uneasy feeling at the end because I thought they did a good job of showing some shots, some scenes of where Michael was earlier in the film. Like you see the staircase, you see the living room, and it just gives you this really, really uneasy feeling of like, where is he at? Where could he be? And the final icing on the cake is hearing him breathe. That way we know he's still alive and he's still out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of breathing under that mask the entire movie, and like it's just a classic, Blake. It really is, and it needs to get more attention on this platform. And guys, that's it. That's 1978's John Carpenter classic Halloween. So
yeah, comment down below. Let us know what your favorite creepy scenes are in this movie. Is it Michael behind the bushes? Is it Michael sitting up? Comment down below your favorite creepy scenes from this 1978 classic.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.